99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Yes, we're back on your radio to the last lap of the morning crossfire. We are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. Nigeria Info 99.3 is what you need to search for on those platforms. Join the conversation. Let me know what you think about the reformation of the Nigerian police. What does it mean to you? What would you rather the government put in place in a bid to reform the Nigerian police? On Sunday, 11th of October, that's about 2 days ago, federal government finally dissolved the Special Anti-Robbery Squad of the Nigerian police, popularly known as SARS. A tweet from the federal government, verified Twitter handle at Nigeria GOV, had ordered the disbandment of SARS with immediate effect. Put that in quote, with immediate effect. Even though in some parts of the country there were still reports of SARS, being in action, being in action. So the decision, according to the Inspector General of Police, Muhammadu Adamu, follows. Let me quote him. A review of the current development and in due cognizance of the wide and legitimately held concerns of well-meaning citizens on the existence and operations of SARS as a responsive and citizens-oriented police force, end quote. That's a heavy quote, very heavy. Now, following renewed public outcry over alleged criminal and extrajudicial actions by SARS, especially their officers, against citizens, civilians, people like you and me, the IGP issued a directive banning special units of the force from undertaking routine patrols. He also banned them from doing stop and search duties. Now, FG, in a tweet from the handle of the presidency, that's at NGR President, especially on Sunday, the 4th of October, that's about 8 days ago, announced that, and I quote, all FSARS, STS, IRT, and other tactical police squads operating at federal, zonal, and command levels are hereby banned from carrying out routine patrols and other conventional low-risk duties like stop and search duties, checkpoints, roadblocks, traffic checks, all of these things with immediate effect. So the initial pronouncement from the police IG and the federal government was just to ban the police tactical units from their routine duties. But then the National Human Rights Commission applauded the federal government's courage over the disbandment of SARS. The NHRC also assured Nigerians that the federal government is wholly committed to protecting the human rights of all Nigerians in accordance with the 1999 Constitution as amended. Whether you would believe this or not is another conversation for another day, but let me bring my guest on the show this morning, Monday Ubani, the former second VP of the Nigerian Barr Association. He joins me via the telephone this morning. He's apparently putting me on hold. Barrister Monday Ubani, if you can hear me, you need to on-hold me right now so we can have this conversation, or let's just hang up the call and call him back. I'm not sure that he's listening because currently right now he's put me on hold. But this is what I want you to this is where I want you to coming from. It will be 5 days today that Nigerians embarked on the protest nationwide calling to hashtag end SARS, using various hashtags such as SARS must end police terrorism, and SARS right now, and police brutality in Nigeria, and so on and so forth. So many hashtags online. Yesterday's protest, that was day 4, yeah? Day 4, seemed more brutal, more violent than the previous ones. At least 2 persons, one police and one civilian, were reportedly killed. Now, there are gory videos and pictures of people being assaulted, engaging in physical combat, being brutally assaulted by the police online. People running around helter-skelter for dear lives. Now, I want you to think about this and jump on the conversation when it's time to talk. A number of protesters were also arrested. Some sustained injuries in the protest. The right to protest is enshrined in Nigeria's law. We know that. But protest movements in this country, I don't know about any other country, people protesting in this country are regularly suppressed by security operatives through tear gassing, water spray, physical assault, and all of that. Why do you think this is usually so? Again, this is not about the current administration. It's a regular occurrence. When somebody is protesting, the person should be ready to be harassed. Think about it. We'll come to it. Barrister Monday joins me right now. Barrister Monday, good morning to you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Quadry.
It's good to have you here.
Yeah, thank you, my own lovely brother. Good morning.
Let's have this conversation. First and foremost, let me start by saying that I am quite aware that you have been following up on the event of hashtag #EndSARS that have been trending and the government's response to it. What is your thought, or what do you think about recent events for the past 5 days or 4 days now?
Thank you for having me, and I want to say good morning to our listeners. The issue is that I'm quite happy with the current state of things in terms of the resilience of the youth in demanding certain things being done in terms of governance. I mean, issue of police and policing is a critical issue of our national life that everyone that is interested in the safety and well-being of this nation should get involved. So what the youth started to say is that there is an arm of the police agency, they call anti-robbery squad, that have actually deviated from the central objective for which it was set up, which was to handle the issue of crime and criminality, especially the hardened criminals and robbery and kidnapping. But we found out over time that these people that are employed to do that have deviated completely from the set objective. Instead of arresting the armed robbers, innocent Nigerians, especially the young ones, have been harassed, some have been killed, some have been frustrated, some of them stolen from. I mean, we have situations. I mean, I have an incident which I will report later.
Right.
Of a particular person that was taken to ATM. I mean, a man of God. And that happened 3 weeks ago. He was just driving back to his house, to his family, when he was accosted by this the anti-robbery squad. And they asked him to stop. He did. And they now asked him where he was going to. He said, I'm returning to my house. I'm just coming from a particular place. They entered into his motor and asked him to cooperate with them, that he should take them to his ATM and give them the sum of 250,000 naira. Luckily for him, he had ATM. He took them to ATM, withdrew 250,000.
Oh, my word. Oh, my word.
Yeah, this man of God is alive. I can bring him to your station if he's willing to, because it was something that I couldn't believe.
Oh, my word.
He told me this.
That is so traumatizing.
Then when he now told them, that he's a man of God, one of them said, look, where do you worship? Where is your church? He now mentioned the church. The man said, one of these anti-robbery guys said, yes, I know the church. I'm not going to get involved. It was that man that actually saved the life of this pastor. But before then, they even told him that he needs to cooperate or else they waste his life. They warned him that if he does not cooperate with them going to that ATM, they waste his life. So you can imagine if this man had refused to cooperate with them. So later that money was returned back to that pastor. He now called another friend of ours who is a pastor who has security, armed policemen who eventually went to Lekki to rescue him, and he was brought back by 1 a.m. There are so many other stories. The young ones are telling, my 2 kids have been harassed by Nigerian police. There is a son of mine that is a lawyer now, that 2 times anti-robbery squad had made attempt to arrest him. I said, look, I'm a lawyer. I'm coming back from office. When they see these young men, they get angry. I don't know what is the issue. I tell you this, the Yahoo boys do not carry their laptop they don't go on the laptop. This is a modern society where everyone now is expected now to be key into the technological development that is fast, raising the entire world.
Right.
If you have phone, you have good phone, smartphones, and you have a laptop, you become a suspect. even by your addressing, these guys will tag you as a suspect. And before you know it, the next thing is now taking you to ATL. The next thing now is taking you to they have even POS. They go around even with POS, and begin to, is that their objective for which these guys were set up in the first place? And because of the fact that these guys who sent them out, unleash them into the society are not monitoring them. Even when you make a complaint, they don't even listen to you. So I think the young ones have had it up to this level. And they say, look, we can't continue like this. We must end this SARS. 4 times you told us you have reformed SARS or you are going to change this, and you only change the name. Instead of SARS, you now call them federal SARS. What has changed? The objective remains. These guys are brutal. These guys are angry. These guys are, like animals. They don't behave like human beings. Even when they're treating you or they want to arrest you. Let's even assume that these guys are Yahoo boys. Must you beat them? Must you brutalize them?
Right.
Is the law not set for you to arrest them and probably, investigate and charge them to court and get them convicted? That is what the law says you should do. The law didn't say you must brutalize them. The law didn't say you must kill them. The law didn't say you must take money from them. So these are issues that these kids have gotten, fed up with. And they are now saying, look, we must end SARS. But beyond ending SARS, let's even address the issue of police and policing in Nigeria generally. We have had issues with Nigerian police.
Right.
I'm a lawyer, and I know how many years I've been in practice, and I always have engagement with Nigerian police force. I tell you this.
Right.
The police stations, the area commands, the zonal offices of Nigerian police have turned to a very big-time business center.
Right.
It is a money-making venture.
Because I was going to ask you, Monday Ubani, that what you think was driving this desperation, this brutal force from the men of the police against the citizens that they are meant to protect. Is it more than what you have, just a few things you've just highlighted now, or that's just it?
No, there are deeper things. There are deeper things. One, it starts with the issue of recruitment process. There are no background checks being done. We don't even have data in the first place. So as long as you don't have data, you cannot be able to actually do what we call background check of any person you are employing.
Exactly.
Into a security agency.
Exactly.
Because all over the world, security agency is a very noble profession that everyone will want his own children, to enter into. But as I speak to you, many policemen will not even want their kids to near, Nigerian police force. By way of it, they would, because there is nothing novel about it. Now, the recruitment process, as I said, no background check. Now, their training also understanding that they're being treated like animals in the first place. They are denied their rights. You shave their head. You don't give them good meal, even during the training. And the kind of training, what is even the content of the course? When these guys are undergoing training, what do you train them? How do you, what is the objective? What is the central objective? To bring them out to police the society appropriately, or to bring them out and unleash them on the society for them to become a terror and a menace? Now, they come in, before they enter into the police force, I understand that most of them pay so much money in order even for them to get the form and probably be taken by the Nigerian police force as a police officer. Then you now come in, you have to buy your uniform, you have to buy virtually everything. Maybe it's only the gun they don't even buy. Virtually everything they use. And then you look at the environment where they live. You go to Nigerian police barracks. You see how the environment is so dirty, so unappetizing, so dehumanizing. So the training, the condition of service, even the salary they are being paid. You say you enacted the Nigerian Trust Fund and all that. I don't know how much now has been generated, but what is the issue of funding of Nigerian police? What is the issue of their welfare? You unleash these guys and pay them late to peanuts, and then unleash them with God into the society. So already their mind is made up that, look, these guys owe them, that we're all debtors to them. And so they see you as an animal and they treat you as one. Because one, in the first place, the society or the system does not treat them like human beings.
Right.
So they don't even regard you as a human being in the first place when they see you. There are no courtesies. There are no decent behavior. Because from beginning, these guys have not been exposed to any decency. So they don't even know the meaning of decency. They don't even know how to accord and respect your right. They don't even know how to approach you, even when you have committed a crime. We see criminals being arrested, even when we watch films of the economy. We see how decent they are in arresting you and then investigating you and then prosecuting you. But here, you are treated as an animal. You already are accused of a crime. You already a condemned criminal in their eyes. And they begin to treat you like one. So we need to change. There are different things to be done about this issue of police reform. Because again, who is reforming who? The Nigerian police itself even require reformation. So when they are talking about reforming SARS and all that, you begin to wonder what manner of reform that these guys that require reforms we could now begin to carry out in terms of reforming SARS. So it's a deeper thing we need to engage ourselves about. What kind of conversation in order to find a way of actually doing policing the way we understand policing to be. It's a whole lot.
I want to stay with you. I want to stay with you, Monday Ubani, on the issue of reformation, because that was what we talked about at 5 a.m. today, and I said that we'll dwell more on it this time. When you hear the government brandishing the word reform, what does it mean? I asked this question in the morning. Does it mean that they will give them kits that they need to work with? Does it mean that they will fund them very well? Does it mean that when you go to the police station to make statements, you will not be made to pay money for biro and paper for you to make? I mean, what does it mean exactly?
It's nebulous. That is what they use in deceiving us, and that's what they use as not getting out of the street, because they have heard those words reform, and they have not seen the practicability of whatever they want to reform. What are the context of the reforms you want to carry out? We are saying that we must change the Nigerian police system and policing generally. Start with the recruitment process. Start with the training that these guys undergo. Start with the fact that they don't need to pay any money in order to join Nigerian police force. Start with the fact that they don't need to buy any of their materials they use it. Because you have employed them. You must provide them with materials.
Right.
You must also take care of them. The salary structure has to change. The orientation has to change generally. And of course, the content of the training. We are talking about respect of human rights. You don't go about violating people's rights because you're a police officer or you are given a gun. You must understand the responsibility that comes with giving you a gun and giving you a uniform.
Right.
And they will must also be taught how to respect the Nigerian police force. They are our officers. They are any our attacks. They use the attacks in paying them. So they are our employees. So we must also give them their due respect. When the policeman stops you, respect him. Whatever he wants to, ask you, try and provide that vital information that he requires. But he must also be show courtesy, by stopping you and then give you reason why he's even, want to either do anything with you, either by way of searching or all that.
Right.
So we must understand ourselves. So the total package of reform we're talking about must be laid on the table. And then the civil society group and other stakeholders must be made to contribute to that discussion. We must all engage ourselves in order to provide the content of the so-called reform that will be carried out. And let us see a new Nigerian police force that will emerge after that will be very courteous.
Do you think there will be a new Nigerian police force? And how soon do you think that would be?
If the government is very sincere with their mountain reform and reformation, if they are very sincere with it, I tell you that Nigerians have the greatest intellectuals.
Do you have faith? Do you have faith that
I have absolute faith about the country itself. I believe this country is going to be great. I didn't know that Nigerian youth can be awoken from slumber. The way they have actually in this particular regard. You see that I don't write Nigeria off. I know that one day things will begin to happen. They do election, gave me hope. There's restoration of hope. And this particular crisis that is going on now with the youth coming out, that was always engaging in BB Nigeria, I think all those distractions, the youth are now getting tired and say, look, we have not paid attention to the serious issue of governance that about our country. But I think it's high time we begin to pay attention. That's what I'm seeing happen. I've never seen youth in this manner before. I have seen Abiola crisis. I have witnessed the fuel subsidy crisis in 2012, 2012.
Right.
Yes. But I'm seeing a new Nigerian, there is no leadership in this particular regard, becoming very resilient, becoming very persistent in demanding that things be done properly. So I am very happy that I'm hopeful that in this my lifetime I'm going to see a new Nigeria. So issue of reformation, the government is sincere, sir. We're going to have a lot of people that are going to make input.
I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you more before we go on our first break. I want to talk to you more about the protest that is currently ongoing. Yes. There are fears everywhere, Monday Ubani. There are fears as to how far is too far. How much is enough of a protest. What would you say to those that are planning or those that are already out this morning to continue with the day 5 of the protest? At what point would you say, okay, gentlemen and ladies, let's let government come through with their promises? At what point will it be enough to say, okay, Now, let's retreat and let them work.
All those who have been involved in brutalizing the Nigerian citizens, all those who have been involved in stealing from the people who are Nigerian police officers, if we see them being punished. There is one that has been trending. The man is employed now by Obiano as one of his essays. I heard that the man wasted several lives while he was anti-robbery squad leader in Anambra there.
Oh, wow.
Killed so many persons. And he's still boasting about it, that nothing will ever happen to him. If we see these guys being brought to book, if we see these officers being tried, being investigated and being tried, I think Nigerian youth will stop. If not for the persistence of Nigerian youth, the president would even address the nation. The president has to come out yesterday to address the nation.
True.
Because, see, let me just tell you, sir, with the greatest respect, nothing you have gotten in life is so easy.
It's free.
It's free. The fundamental human right that is being respected by the developed society, people paid for it. People came out and insisted on the right thing being done by their political elites. If you see America today, citizens being respected, it's sort of one way or the other. If you see the British citizens being respected one way in terms of violation of rights, people have to come out and insist that things they done properly, that if I am accused of a crime, the law presumes me to be innocent. The law engages a lawyer to represent me because I am assumed to be innocent until the contrary is proved. So that we insist on Nigerian police doing the right thing. But if you arrest somebody, please, for God's sake, do a proper investigation and come out with your evidence against that individual. And then charge the person to court. We must also insist that our judicial system must be working. Up and do. We must be up and do it. You know what I discovered about Nigerian police?
Tell me.
The moment you report a matter, the Nigerian police will extort money from you, the complainant. Even if you are robbed, and they are aware that you are just being robbed, your car taking all the money you have in the car, taken away by a member. Before you make a complaint, before you write any statement, Nigerian police will demand money from you. Where does not happen?
Monday, Ubani, please hold your thought. We've not even reached half of our conversation this morning, but we need to head out to a break in a moment now. Lagos, stay with us. We'll be right back with more on this conversation.
This is an infomercial.
Hey guys, it's your Deals Plug, and as usual, I've brought you the best information on the market. And you know you can definitely use it, right? Did you know that drinking 100% fruit juice daily could improve and boost your immune system? If you didn't know that, well, get in here because Chivita World Juice Day is here again. October 17th is the day it's going down. World Juice Day is celebrated globally, and it will be celebrated in Nigeria just like last year. Last year's edition of Chivita World Juice Day was packed with lots of information that motivated many of us to start off on the journey to everyday wellness by adding fruit juice to our meal plans, just so we don't miss out on the health and nourishment benefits of drinking 100% fruit juice. This year, Chivita, the market leader in fruit juice and still drinks, is again sensitizing Nigerians to drink up immunity and make their health top priority. 2020 Chivita World Juice Day brings together nutritionists, experts in the health industry, and other notable personalities together in a virtual event to talk about the importance of drinking fruit juice to boost our immunity. And to be a part of this event is quite easy. All you need to do is follow any of Chivita's social media platforms for details and how to win exciting prizes. So save the date and tell friends and loved ones. 2020 annual Chivita World Juice Day celebration is here on the 17th of October. So if you're like me, who has already started this amazing journey of immunity, I say to you, continue. You're doing well. But if you've not started, make that decision today. Stack up as many fresh fruits and vegetables in your meals and be sure to always complement it with a tall glass of 100% fruit juice. Your journey to strong immunity begins now. What are you going to do about it? Oh, and remember, the pleasure of drinking Chivita fruit juice every day is the smartest way to strengthen your immunity. And in commemoration of Chivita World Juice Day, just answer this question and win authentic signed jerseys by one of the biggest football clubs in the world. And if you know the correct answer, just tweet the correct answer and your phone number to Chivita Juices. That's at CHIVITA JUICES, together at Chivita Juices. And the question for today is, name the variant of Chivita 100%. It's that simple.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We'll be right back.
At the cusp of the new decade, Nigeria's economy took an unforeseen turn. Even though we had existing challenges, the pandemic compounded our vulnerabilities. All is not lost. Through partnerships, we are managing the pandemic. By replicating this model, we can build resilient communities. Participate in the big conversation for action at the 26th Nigerian Economic Summit, theme Building Partnerships for Resilience, on the 26th to the 27th of October 2020. Register to attend on nesgroup.org/26.
My dear, na so the popo just slide enter my DM fiam. Come they talk say him go buy me Ferrari. Me, baby tomato. Meanwhile, he saved the full all of us hustle for inside the Joshua market there. He not even get ordinary keke. Kai, I don't see something for this life.
Kai, na their way.
Lovey. Month no end now. Sure, the money for that hair where you follow me by last time. Make a come collect them a be.
Okay, nah.
Oh, moto da. Hey, so when make a come now? You dey house? Hello, Lovey. See, Yawa, my credits don't finish. I don't believe it.
Save when it's hot. Use Glow E-Top Up to recharge with as low as €1 and keep talking or browsing. Dial *805# or recharge with your code, app, ATM, Glow Cafe, and any Glow E-Top Up retailer near you.
Hello, Lovey. I beg no vex, so now my credit finish. But I just recharged sharply with Glow E-Top Up. As I was saying, make a comment.
Unlimited.
The 2020 Lagos International Trade Fair is here. Bigger, better, and safer than ever before. The fair will host over 2,000 exhibitors and over 500,000 visitors throughout the 10-day period, with the participation of both local and international media. This year's edition will feature in-person and virtual versions of the fair simultaneously. Relevant COVID-19 containment measures will be deployed in compliance with NCDC guidelines. Participants are guaranteed adequate 24-hour security, digital surveillance, seamless traffic control, and uninterrupted power supply in all sectored exhibition areas. So join us from the 6th to the 15th of November 2020 at the Tafawa Balewa Square, Lagos. Time 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. For bookings and inquiries, please visit www.lagosinternationaltradefair.com or call us on 0700 Lagos Chamber or 0700 524 6724. Lagos International Trade Fair, connecting businesses, creating value. Powered by the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry.
Are you looking for that platform that covers all your punting needs? Look no further, as ActionBet is here. With ActionBet, whenever you play, you're a winner. Even if up to 4 games got your ticket. Also, no data, no wahala, as players can access www.actionbet.ng with no data at all. 24/7 on all 3 major networks. Yes. Good odds, efficient payouts, and superb customer service all in one. ActionBet. Think bold, take action, win big.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
.3 Nigeria Info. You're back on the crossfire today. It's been a heck of a conversation on the show today, and I can see reactions coming through from our live stream on Facebook and YouTube. Barrister Monday Ubani will be rejoining us in a moment as we try to reestablish some contact with him. In case you're just joining us, we've been talking about police reformation, what it means, what are the things that you would love to see when government say that they are reforming the Nigerian police. What does it mean to you? What are those things, concrete steps that you want taken when it comes to this conversation? Barrister Monday Ubani is now with us again. Barrister Monday Ubani, thank you for joining us again.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic. So, quickly, before we start taking reactions from people who are watching and listening to us, me particularly, I want to know exactly where to begin the reformation from. I'm still going to come back to the issue of protest that you said until some things are done and all of that, but I'll come back to that. But the first thing to be done, what would you suggest to the government in the process of reforming the Nigerian police?
Before the process of reformation, I was telling you a story. I say you were robbed and all money taken away from you, and you want to go and report that incident, and you are being asked, even at that point, without any iota of feeling, to pay money before your statement will be taken down. And the moment you pay money, your statement is taken, you have also to pay another money. They call it logistics now, for them now to engage in probably process of investigation, arrest. Now, if they go, they don't see that accused person you have reported to them again, they become tired. They won't go back.
Okay.
You have to pay another money for them to go back looking for the accused person.
Each time you want them, you pay money.
Yes,
each
you
time.
Have to pay money. Yes, I'm telling you, I've been in practice now for 30 years. So I'm talking about I engage Nigerian police virtually every time. I have 3 or 4 cases now that I use Nigerian police. So, and then the next thing is that they manage to get that accused person.
Okay.
The accused person now becomes the next target for money making. They're so happy arresting that individual, and now you have reported again. So next thing now is that person becomes their next honeypot. You start making that individual, and at the same time making you, because most times you come back to find out the update, on this, and they tell you I have to bring more money. So they are making their complainant, they are making the accused. So the next thing is that they push the matter to court. At the end of the day, they will tell you either is not even a matter that's supposed to come to police.
Right.
Or if they manage to probably put up in any form of investigation, the next thing that they carry this matter to court, and they will not in any way follow up in terms of prosecution. So most times those court cases end up being struck out for want of diligent prosecution. Or that the person who have investigated the matter has been transferred outside legal. So you see the administration of criminal justice, being crippled by the manner of our police and policing system. The investigation most times very hollow. Very hollow. Even if they come and give evidence, you find out that the investigation has not been done properly. So we are having a fundamental issue in administration of criminal, and the pillar of that is the Nigerian police. And the moment you don't get it sorted out, you cannot get it right with even the entire hall. Not even despite the amendment we have done with our Administration of Criminal Justice, Act, and the laws all over the state, we have not been able to have proper administration of criminal justice that is functional because of the fact that we don't get it right even at the investigative level. So I'm saying that the reforms I'm talking about have to be very holistic. People who know what is going on in the administration of criminal justice have to come in here. I'm not ignorant of the fact that these guys are also not being paid well. I'm not ignorant of the fact that Nigerian police officers are not taken care of in terms of welfare. I'm also not unaware that these guys are sometimes they virtually buy everything they use. I'm not ignorant of that.
Right.
So it is going to be the thing. Take care of their welfare, take care of the orientation, take care of the recruitment, take care of their training, take care of whatever doing. The Nigerians must put eye into our policy system and know whether they are doing it right. And then you trigger off a complaint, and then it must be very, very swift in order to address it. Right. So it's no question of mounting reform. Nigerians are tired of promises of government that doesn't, get fulfilled. They just people now will go and sleep after you have protested and also they have ended. They don't have any resilience. They take you for a ride. But now Nigerian youth are saying, no, you don't take us for a ride anymore. It's no question of, at what point, the president has said, we're going to do reform, or IT has disbanded. It's not enough. We want to see a more practical solution. Not only issue of policing, we're also issue of governance. Let's address many issues that are actually, bedeviling this country that have not made us to make progress as a nation.
Right.
We need to address all of them at once and for all and get this country functional.
All right, indeed. Now, let's come back to the issue of protest. Protest continues today. And I asked earlier before the break, at what point do we say enough? But the things that you said, I am not sure that this protest would, if they are listening right now, everything that you said that must be done before this protest is called off, I'm not sure that those things can be done anytime soon.
No. What are the things I said? Remember, I'm talking. The other issues are total issues of reforms, which cannot be done overnight. But I'm saying that the first thing that should be done now that we actually assuage those who are protesting is the issue of bringing to book most of these guys who are still in the force.
Exactly.
You are still returning them in the Nigerian police force. According to you, now they deploy them to I don't know to where, but the point is that they're still members of the Nigerian police. Force. They're still members of the Nigerian police.
Yeah.
So you must now ensure that those who are known, because complaints are coming all over against certain persons and officers. That those guys are brought out, investigation carried out on them, and if possible, prosecuted. If government shows seriousness with regards to that, then issue of protest we cease for now on the issue of police and policing. But there are other larger issues that the Nigerian government must also address.
Yeah.
Which I think the youths are saying, look, for the first time we are awake. It's like we have neglected this side of life in terms of people who manage our lives. And we have seen that you have not managed it well. As I speak to you, students are on strike. I mean, ASU is on strike.
ASU is on strike, yes.
Students are home. Now, you manage to enter into university is war. You manage to enter into war you have to step through in order to enter into. Now, the school itself, you don't know when you graduate. 8 years before, in a 4-year course, you manage to graduate. And after you come, you don't have any job. The system is saying even keeps an age limit within which to employ you. Now, all the years you have wasted in university, you have even passed the age of employment. And so the system now keeps you in, without a job. So, all these people that are protesting, there are no jobs. If you have any job, you're working and all you come in a bank or whatever, you have where you work. If a person wants to be the street, it tells you that there are larger issues. That the level of unemployment, that's almost 75% of the youth are unemployed. And you want these guys, to keep quiet in things like this when you have already awoken them from slumber. So we need to address these larger issues of even economic situation, the unemployment issue, the issue of admission, the issue of taking them back to university because they have not taken these guys back to university. They are idle. They are not working. They are not schooling. They are not any money. They are frustrated. They are angry. They are, everything about the Nigerian system is so frustrating for them. And so this provides a very good, opportunity for them to ventilate, for them to show their anger.
At what point would you say the ventilation be paused? That was the question I asked earlier. It's a very important question. I've said, let government show sincerity in prosecuting those of them that actually were culprits in this madness, that went on for many years. And they knew, and they never addressed them. They never addressed them. You make complaint, these guys would cover up and tell you one manner of reasons why. I have a client, sir. He was coming back from work. Nigerian police officers accosted him and asked him where he was coming from. He told them, I'm coming back from work, and showed them the ID card. He engaged in a unnecessary argument with him, and in the process shot him. Oh my God.
They shot my client, sir. Man was left for dead. He managed to bring him home. Because it went to the family, he was flown to India for his exams and all that. So when he came back from India, the case against Nigerian police wrote, they didn't respond. We had to sue. The matter lasted up to 4 years. Federal High Court here in Lagos, judgment for 18 million naira because he needs to go back to India for further treatment.
Right.
Up till now, I have not in any way gotten that money from that. I have written even when the former IG was there, nobody responded to that letter.
Right.
Government was gotten. No appeal has been, made by the force against that judgment. That judgment is subsisting. 18 million naira was awarded against Nigerian police. Up to now, the central bank that we drew into this particular matter refused to disclose the account number of Nigeria so that we can garnish the account of Nigerian police. So it's frustrating. The young man wants to go back to India for further treatment.
Right.
Does not have the money. We have done everything to it. So why won't you be angry with the system? When the system is, can you imagine getting a judgment of Nigerian judiciary? We have not been able, and so many other cases like that have gotten judgment, for extrajudicial killing.
What does that say about accountability that you said earlier, bringing those that have perpetrated, dastardly acts there and there from the police force on the people, bringing them to book? Does that boost any confidence, Monday Ubani?
If I see somebody who has wronged the system being meted out with justice, even if I don't get any monetary compensation for the fact that that individual has been funny, I think justice has been served. You feel that you belong to a decent society.
Right.
We are wrongs and not accommodated. That feeling itself is you can't quantify it in terms of monetary terms. That's why you see some people say we want justice to be done. Justice is that if somebody has killed, then let him be punished in accordance with the law. If somebody has stolen, let him be punished. But the system goes further even to make amends by paying you some monetary compensation and all that. Fine. And that is what the Administration of Criminal Justice Act now provides. It's not only now punishing individuals by custodial sentencing.
Right.
You also have to actually order compensation for a victim, victim compensation, which is part of the reform that has gone in administration of criminal justice. So what we're saying is that feeling that who has wronged the society, meted out with justice, enough for anyone that is angry for that anger to subside. So I'm saying let there be punishment for crime. We can't continue in a nation where people do things with impunity.
Right.
You see Nigerian police officers tell you that I will kill you and nothing will happen. In most of these cases, the young ones, if you ask them to recount some of the experiences, they have encountered police officers who say, I will kill you and nothing will happen. And what I will do is I will brand you as an armed robber. It has happened. I don't know whether you read the story of a man who is a general, a very high army officer who had an encounter with SARS. And they told him right there that they would kill him in that police station and nothing will ever happen. And they will tag him that he's one of those sponsoring armed robbers. When does that happen? If somebody has committed a crime, take it easy. Investigate the matter, see the root of the matter, and then present that evidence before the court.
Okay, Bunny, let's get some calls in this morning and get Lagos to talk to us and jump on this conversation as well. I mean, the things that you have said this morning, I only hope that those policymakers, those who are saddled with the responsibility of changing things, are listening, and they are putting all this together to kickstart the reform with some of the things that you have said. 0700 993 993 993. That is a studio line, and you've got 60 seconds to share your thoughts with me on the show today. 0700 993 993 993. Cletus is getting set to join us on this conversation today. He's joining from Dolphins. Cletus, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Sherry.
Good morning to you.
Thank you for connecting us this morning with Ubani, Mr. Ubani.
Right.
Look at this issue now. If somebody like Barrister Ubani could not be able to get justice in a court of competent jurisdiction, awarded 18 million naira to his client, and up to this date, he has gone up and down and could not get justice and could not get compensation to his client. Who is me? Ordinary man on the street. What does this portend?
Cletus, thank you so much for calling me. Appreciate it. We have to drop it there today. Thank you. Let's see and process another call. While we do that, let me quickly take some thoughts that have come in on YouTube. Adeyemi Ayodeji on YouTube. Adeyeri Ayodeji says, let's not begin with the unnecessary sirens, use of koboko on people, and harassment encouraged by the politicians and the elites. That's Adeyeri's thoughts there, that everybody is part of these reforms, according to Ayodeji Adeyeri on YouTube. I'm going to take David, who is calling us at the moment, and then we'll begin to wrap up on the conversation today. David, good morning to you.
Good morning, Sherry.
Good morning to you.
Yeah. My own suggestion on reforming.
Yes, please.
You see, the police or government, they have to be jointly responsible because it is the police that engage whosoever that is acting illegally as a police person. And so if you don't make them jointly responsible, it will be difficult for them to monitor and see that they are doing what they ask them to go out and do.
Right.
But if you jointly, make them responsible, like if they have to pay compensation, then they know out of the police budget,
all right,
they will have to cost out something too. Then they will know how to monitor all these men to behave very well.
Thank you.
And they will be able to reform the police.
Thank you, David, for calling. Appreciate your time. All right. Thank you for calling. Appreciate it. I'm going to take one more comment from Facebook. Ujua Emelife on Facebook says, any country who does not value education and youth will also face situation. Our country is governed by old men, no jobs for youth. So what do you expect them to do? The entire police force should be reformed. That's Ujua on Facebook's comments there. We're streaming live on Facebook and YouTube as we speak. Ugo is also on Facebook. Ugo says, how can incompetent executives, legislature and judiciary lead Nigerians? The issue on ground is the entire system needs restructuring. You lead, your leader It is not the question here. I don't understand what you're trying to say there. Let's speak with Ezekiel. Ezekiel is our last call. Ezekiel, good morning to you.
Yeah, Sharif, good morning.
Good morning to you.
And good morning to the People's Barrister.
Thank you, Ezekiel.
Yeah, Mr. Sharif, we have a very big problem in our hands here. But let me say this. May this protest end the cause of Nigeria for a new testimony. I'm telling you, Mr. Sharif, do you know what it means for you not to have justice even in the court of competent jurisdiction? Look at what the People's Barrister is saying there. Upon his own level. So who now is ordinary human being to have justice from the court?
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. My prayer, by the grace of God, because the four set of people are responsible for our problem.
Right.
The pastors, the imams, the traditional institutions, likewise the politicians. So the politicians have actually pocketed these people. That's why we don't have anything. But I say, by the grace of God, may this protest bring revolution in this country.
Thank you, Ezekiel. Thank you for calling me. I appreciate your time. Barrister Monday Ubani, we need to begin to wrap up right now. But where I want us to wrap up with is the issue of protest today. It turned really brutal yesterday. It was such an unfortunate thing that happened in Surulere and some other parts of Lagos yesterday. What would be your advice to protesters and the authorities themselves as people plan to go on the 5th day of protest today?
As I speak to you, France have been protesting since December, and we have not heard about loss of lives. And it's very important we note this. Now, we don't want people to engage in any violence. The protest itself should be very peaceful, and we must put it into context that we are here for a genuine reform that will make our system to be working and working for ourselves and for our generations and so on. So we don't need to be violent. We don't need to, unleash any mayhem in ordinary citizens and all that. And everyone must not in any way join. So you don't need to be very violent on any person. So I'm talking about those who are protesting. I also advise the Nigerian police not to use any force. Allow peaceful protest. It's constitutional. It's constitutional. It's allowed by law. So if people are saying this is what we want, it's for government now to address all the issues that the people are protesting against. So don't ever use any force on them. Don't kill any person. And then the people inside must respect also the rights of the police officer. So it's important that those, respect must be both ways.
Right.
So I don't want a situation where we begin to have bloody incidents together. So people should not die, all for the sake of having a better country. So please be peaceful. I also want the police to respect the rights of citizens. That is where it starts from. Nigerian police must begin to know that citizens have a right.
Right.
Those rights must be respected.
Very true.
You don't need to show force. There are many things I wanted to say concerning the issue of police.
I wish we had time.
Our police station should not turn to a business. It is not a business center, for God's sake. But we must also take care of their welfare. Their salaries issue must be discussed appropriately.
Right.
And the reward system must be improved upon.
Right, Ubani.
That is my last suggestion. Yes, sir.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Always a pleasure. Barrister Monday Ubani, the former second VP, Vice President of the Nigerian Bar Association, joining us today. Now, let's see if we can give out 10,000 naira today. Congrats to the winner of yesterday. We'll confirm that and you'll get your payment today. But for those who want to see if they can win 10,000 naira, it is time that you try your luck. 0700 993 993 993. If you've won before, do not call. All right, so let's get going. Nigeria Info, good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. What's your name?
Ibok, Frederick.
Ibok.
Frederick. Yes, sir.
Okay, have you won before?
No.
You sure?
Very well.
Okay. I haven't heard that name before, actually. So let's play. Your time starts right now, Frederick. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, we start right now. Who is the current Vice President of Nigeria?
President, Shibaju.
Correct. Who was the first woman to buy a car in Nigeria?
Olufumilaya Kuti.
Correct. Mention 2 out of all the hashtags created for protest to disband SARS.
SARS protest and SARS permanently.
Okay, good. Correct as well. In the latest updates by NCDC, Nigeria as of yesterday, 12th October, recorded how many new cases of COVID-19?
Yes.
Wrong. What are the two shows hosted by Jimmy Disu on Nigeria Info?
Daily Digest and Daily News Today.
Wrong. Remind me of the Nigeria Info Instagram handle again.
At Nigeria Info FM Lagos.
Correct. Who was my guest on the show yesterday?
Yesterday. Chief.
Who is Barrister Monday Ubani?
Second Vice President of NBA.
Wrong. Former second vice president. I'm so sorry. So, Frederick, we have everything that... okay, so you know what, Frederick? Stay on the line, right? Somebody will pick up the call now and get your thought. Well, congrats to you in advance. Many thanks to everybody that called in. No, Frederick, I'm not saying that you've won. I'm saying that in case, should you emerge the winner, congrats to you. Before somebody starts quoting me and calling all our shows, because this same game will be played across all our shows today, Lagos. Many thanks to everyone that took part in the conversation that we've had since 5 a.m., looking at charting a new direction for our police. Okay, so we'll be right back tomorrow at 5 a.m. for another edition of the Morning Crossfire. I am Sheriff Quadry. You can follow me on my socials at Sheriff Quadry on Twitter, at Sheriff Quadry on Instagram, Sheriff Quadry on LinkedIn. Many thanks to my team, Zainab Yakin, Abatin Absalam, and Fado Joe Lamide. They've been great putting these together for you. Do you have a fantastic day? We have What's Up Lagos coming up at 10 o'clock. This morning, you need to stay tuned to have the best of times with Colin Stecker later this morning at 10. And when he's done, we'll have the news up for you at noon. Then Joyce will take over on Sunny Side. I'll see you tomorrow at 5. Good morning to you, Lagos. Good morning.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.